How many of you had those really horrible travel experiences? Delays upon delays and out on the tarmac just to wait, then to go back in and change planes and stuff like that, right? That's why I talk a lot about the customer journey, right? Because even in the middle of all of my delays and problems and challenges, if I ran into a barista that was extremely pleasant and made a really great cup of coffee and was so nice, my journey was crap. Man, the last speaker got me using bad language. No. But that's what, and sometimes when we measure experience, we're so focused on that interaction, we don't even really think about the journey. This is really where, in my business, I talk about rocks, I talk about the journey, I talk about that focus, because at the end of the day, that overall effort. So let me continue with it. I get here, go through customs, coming from Miami. I chaired a conference there yesterday, so it was a quick from Miami up here. And I'm exhausted at this point. I jump in a taxi, he brings me in. No problem. Puts in $70, Canada, hands me that little machine thing, that they have these days. It said, plug your card in there. Well, evidently when he handed it to me, it slipped, and I remember it slipping a little bit. So it said 70.00, but when I put my card in, it was 700.06. I had hit a 6. I'm half asleep, don't pay attention, plug the card in. Do you want a tip? Sure, 20%. It said $140. I was like, well, that's a big tip. Or that's big after the tip to $140, but it was already processing. Hand it back to him, get the receipt, put it in my pocket, don't even look at it. He says, did you mean to charge $840? No. So he unfortunately, he couldn't do anything about it. And so he sends me on my way to say, all right, call the number on here tomorrow, talk to Gus. Gus owns it. He'll get this fixed for you. It does happen periodically. We'll take care of you. Great. Go in, check in. I obviously must be still half asleep. Leave the receipt sitting on the counter downstairs. Didn't realize it. Go upstairs, crash, get up this morning, and so forth. Now, lunchtime, just a little bit ago, I was like, all right, I gotta get that receipt and start this process. Looking, I'm throwing my room apart, trying to find this receipt, nothing, nowhere. I was like, I must have left it on the counter. I go down, of course, the day shift guy's down there, and I said, I got a really weird one for you. Did the guy from last night have a receipt that he might have left around, maybe put in an envelope? Looked at me like I was crazy. Said, no, he went over to that guy's desk and pulled the drawer. Oh, there's a receipt. Wrong one, it had nothing to do with it. I said, all right, well, thanks for trying. He said, hold on a second. Recycle hasn't been pulled yet. Let me check there. Pulls up Recycle, removes a full cup of coffee that could have spilled all over the recycle bin, goes through and says, is this it? It was! So I got it taken care of. Woohoo! So in that case, my journey actually ended really well, even as problematic as it was, and I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm actually relieved that even though I knew this was going to be hard, things worked out. And so it goes when we think about ease or effort, again, we want to make things easy because in a general sense, if it's not easy, it creates disloyalty. The flip side of that is some customers expect certain things to be hard. And sometimes if you make those things too easy, they don't trust you. Shouldn't be that easy. So there is also a balance. You got to really understand the expectations around effort compared to the experience of effort. And think about that in the context. Because other things, you want to make some things friction, you want to friction-full things like accidentally deleting an account. LinkedIn did that. I did that 2 years ago. I was trying to disconnect my LinkedIn Sales Navigator and just close that and keep LinkedIn. No, I deleted my entire profile after 20 years of collecting it. Luckily, there was a quick button that said, did you really mean to do that? No. Click, it was all back on. So again, you got to think about that opportunity as well.